Live.
I think we can go live. Yeah. If not, the YouTube stop.
If not, what go? All right, guys. I'm trying a new platform and trying some different things out. How's the audio? I don't know if the chat. I can see the chat. Show chat. I'm trying to. To be honest, I'm using a whole different thing. Like I'm trying to stream on YouTube and then stream on Instagram. So bear with me. I know I'm a little late. Not too late though, you know. Plus, it didn't say anybody's watching, so.
I am.
Is it going? Put a message in, Nicole, real quick. Let's see if 2 people are watching. All right. Let's see what happens. I put a message in. And then she says I got to toggle between 2, but I don't know what 2. Oh, I have to hit start broadcasting?
No, you already.
No, for Instagram. I'm already live on Instagram too? No? Let me see if I hit the start broadcasting. I'm scared. It might drop my feed. Am I live? No. Let me hit that start broadcast right there on. All right, let's see live. Let's see if it went to Instagram too. Oops. Good. All right, can you guys hear me? Everybody can hear me? Can everybody hear me? Check. Hear me. Hit that thumbs up button. I can't see if I can have any thumbs up. All right, so I got the messages coming in. All right, so you can send messages. How's the audio, guys? Give me a thumbs up if the audio is good. We got a lot to talk about and a little time to talk about it. Try and keep this right around 45 minutes to an hour. You can ask any questions in between. So, just audio good? Good audio? Huh? Anybody? So I don't even know who's watching. Perfect. Audio good. Thank you, Nicole. 3 from YouTube unknown. That's perfect. We'll give it a second. We'll let people come in. I'm going to talk about TSRS, the weekend we had. Audio good. Linus, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hit that like button if you get a chance. Chris Daltrey did an awesome. I've been messing around with this soundboard, right, for like cool little things to put in the middle. I still haven't gotten it down. I just got down the whole stream on 2 different platforms, Instagram and YouTube. So, and I'm glad it's working. So today we're going to talk about TSRS, sponsored by Mandela Light. I really need a beer sponsor. That's game more expensive than my tire bill sometimes. And we know how expensive tires are. So that's pretty bad. Linus, how did today go? I haven't checked the timing and scoring at CKNA up top. I don't even know how you guys did. If you guys are running it, I know you guys are probably there, but how did lap times look? I haven't checked it out yet. So we're gonna give it a minute or 2. I'll probably start at the 5-minute mark. You know, see how everything is going on that end of the spectrum, and then we'll start talking about this past weekend. But definitely hit the like button, share button, put out to your friends so they can join in this wonderful Friday evening. I started a little later. I had a lot of messages. We're not running this weekend Badger in a couple of weeks. Okay, cool. Damn. So who's running? I know there's an event going on. Huh. Oh, LSR will be up there. All right. Well, I know.
Edit. Go back.
Getting information from my
Edit.
my media manager here. What do I gotta do?
Call me.
Oh my god. There's a lot of stuff to do here, guys. I'm still here trying to figure this stuff out. Nicole's extremely tech savvy, so I get to the you know the basis of things. Oh, excuse me. Jesus, that's rude. Oh, there's a club place at MRP. Nicole doesn't like it because I burp sometimes. Well, I burp because I'm talking and drinking. Jesus. The camera. Let me know how the camera video looks. I put it on my iPhone, so I really can't receive any text messages. So if you guys have any actual questions, don't text me. I'm gonna answer all the questions I can and all the questions I got from the throughout the week, throughout the weekend. Definitely, um, there's a lot of questions to go over. I don't have all the answers, guys. I just got my perspective and my point of view. And that's what I'm just going to give you. I'm going to do the best I can. So there's a club race at MRP. Oh, but that's Sunday. So there's nobody racing today. Cool. Perfect. Yeah. Well, we're getting a couple more people. Don't forget that like button, that the share button. Tell your buddies, tell your friends. I'm going to be doing this more often. Definitely every Friday night. I think this might be the time. Jay Dizzy, thank you. This might be the time might be the new time. I'm adjusting. A lot of the Central Cats were kind of upset that I was doing it a little bit too early for them, and they weren't home yet to watch it. So I went a little bit later, and then I had had prior engagements today. So um, definitely going to be doing this more often. It's fun. It's good interacting. If you have any questions, I'll just answer it. You know how I am. I'm like an open book. Sometimes people will tell me to shut up and I don't listen. So maybe I should take their advice at times, and other times I'm like, nah, I'm good. We can deal with it. So today's live stream should be pretty good. Once I get everything sorted out, I'm here messing around and trying to add in other platforms so we get more conversation. So if you guys have any quick questions for me before I get on my crazy rant about this weekend, we just got Instagram up. So let's give it 2 more minutes. I know it's starting a little later. I just want people to join in, hit that like button, put some questions up, and then we'll get going and rolling. Once I get going, you know how I get. I'm like a snowball. Start off small, but once I get rolling, it gets big and out of control out of nowhere. So definitely, if you hear some noise in the background, it's probably Bandit. His toy keeps falling under the ottoman, and once he wants that toy, he doesn't stop for anything at all. On the other note, away from TSRS, the new MGM. The 2023. That is another beast in itself. Let's just say it's another beast in itself. That live stream will be next week, okay? I'm not going to give away too much on it, but I'm going to do a live stream video on the differences between my 22 and the 23 because there are differences. You can't set them up the same way, and I learned that the hard way. So I really needed a weekend of testing before going up to a new track, new cart, new everything. Excuse me, except for the tires and the fuel. New everything. Definitely to test it out and get my handle on it. I mean, I was shocked, man. I P1 in practice. I mean, I knew some people were sandbagging in practice, but man, I was hammered down, giving it everything I got, and then qualifying went really well, and then heat one went well, and then heat two was, you know, interesting. So overall, really well. All right, let's get into it. I know I've BS enough. Overall, yeah, you can take it. Overall, BS enough. Let's get into it. Let's get after it. If you guys have any questions, pop the questions in. I will answer your questions as we go along. So, TSRS. We were up at NTK. Sorry, that's not the camera. This is the camera. We were up at NTK. That's next North Texas Karting up in Denton, Texas. It is about 40 minutes north from the airport on the Dallas Fort Worth side. So, nice little town. It's really probably not that little. It was a nice town. Track, extremely difficult to drive. Um, Track had some bank corners. It was like a mixture of Jacksonville with like one or two switchbacks of Monticello wrapped into it. So it's like Jacksonville and Monticello had a little baby, and then throw some concrete down the straightaway, and then the Rhino lined the corners. So it was all over the place. Yeah, the first time I was on track, I was like, I don't even want to be here anymore. it was it was rough, man. It was so bad. It was I didn't know where I was going. I was way off the pace, but it was a good learning experience. And by the end of the weekend, we got it. We got it pretty much down. Lap times were quick, so it was good racing. Overall, the event was it's well put together. If you haven't gone to a TSRS race, the event is really put together well. Um, they uh, they look very professional. Uh, Grid does a great job. Um, corner workers do a good job. Race directors on his shit. Everybody does. Crap, that tile's completely off. That's all right. Honestly, it is a good overall good weekend experience. When it comes to like if you want to race at a nice professional place, um, Matt will get to that. We're not gonna. I mean, we'll get to that. Now I'll do a little disclaimer. Yeah, we get. I know you guys want to get to that part, but I want to talk about the good. This is not a bash session of at all any means necessary, because I think that what they're doing is great. When you add up all the numbers between the cadets, the juniors, the seniors, and the heavy, um, you have close to 6206s there. Hell, the senior class I think was bigger than the K100 class, and that's like their big class. So senior was really good. I think the racing was really tough in the senior class too. So overall, I think the event was held great. They stayed on time. When we fell off of time, they were able to make it up and catch back up. I think that was a great thing. They had Cart Chaser there. Xander did an amazing job. Um, they're not MGs; those are Invincos. They run a different tire compound. Um, Overall, it was a really good experience. Check-in was nice and easy and quick. Definitely check-in is they can take some other series can take some lessons from TSRS. I like how if you're gonna do more than one race, or if your stuff is already saved in the system, you show up, show your picture, they hand you the packet, you go. It's almost like Rock Cup, basically. And then uh, they run Aspen fuel. I'm not a fan of the fuel for the 206s. First of all, it's expensive as hell. And then second of all, it makes the motors run lean. Most of the engines run lean, but they run lean. So if your carb and motor is set up for lean, it's going to perform really well. No matter what you do, put that clip to 5, turn in that air screw all the way in, they will never run rich. They won't richen up. You'll pull your plug and it'll still be white. And if you run lean, it looks like your plug was never even used. So um, definitely run a fuel filter. I learned that the hard way again. Definitely run a fuel filter. That was a stupid mistake. Yes, it is a 98 higher octane. It is. It's 98. Um, it is much higher octane, and it burns hot. Uh, the engines, I don't. They don't like it too much. The bottom end's really not there on the motors. They don't feel that well on the bottom end. Um, Even my AEM is a monster on the bottom end, and it felt good, but it was not like when I richen it up and run it fat on the bottom, you can pull out the corners hard and good. So um, definitely the cart. If you have a motor that runs leaner, it's probably better for that series. I would like for them to go to pump gas for 206s, do like 90 rec or 87. Just take it to whatever pump gas station. It'll be better for the motors. In the end, they'll run a lot better. I just think the Aspen fuel is not really good for the 206 scene. But that's the fuel they run, and they run in Vinco Blues. They're not like the MG Reds. I'll mount in Vinco Blues all day long. They feel a lot like, mounting wise, a little bit stiffer than Vega Reds, and they have grip like Vega Blues. If you guys ever ran Vega Blues, they are not a hard compound tire. They're actually pretty mushy and soft. They're not as soft sidewall as Vega Reds though. So they lasted great this weekend. Um, there was really no drop off from quali to the finals. Um, there was drop off on driver, but there was not drop off on tires at all. How do you like the guys managing all the chain lube gunk? Driving me insane, huh? Oh, so what I do is I use a paste. Um, Motul has a paste, and I just put the paste on the chain lube, spin it, and it doesn't fling off or gain your clutch or anything. So basically, I just use a paste. Um, that's for the chain lube question. Uh, but overall, I mean, the officials are really good. The racing, the racing is fair. I don't like the rule that you have to give the outside lane all that much space. I think if I'm upside, if I'm upside you, it should be my corner like everywhere else. But they will like to get the space. The thing is, in the 206 class, it backs all up. It was kind of my advantage this weekend because I wanted to stack the field behind me, so it kind of worked out in my favor. I still don't like the rule though. And then the format, you get tons of racing, tons of racing. You get 5 sessions on Friday, 4 sessions on Saturday, and then 3 sessions on Sunday. And the finals are ridiculously long. So if you want tons of racing for price, and the pricing's good. Entry fees, I think 250. Tires are 250. Just fuel's expensive as hell. It's like $100 for that damn barrel. Um, Other than that, pit pass for drivers are included, so you don't have to pay for that. The only thing I don't like is pit pass for spectators. It's $40 a person. Maybe it's because I come from the 206 world, but it is steep. It is $40 a person. It is steep, guys. That is Bandit. He's a very vocal dog. He likes to talk a lot. But it's really steep. Like, I mean, drop it to 20 a person maybe, and then kids under 5, right? They don't know what the hell's going on. Or kids under 8, they don't let them come in for free. We all gotta make money, and they gotta pay the track and the series. I completely understand. That's just my little shit. I saw qualifying, they allow them to push. Yes, they do allow pushing during qualifying sessions. Yes. For the heavy class, we kind of spread out. Really didn't make a difference. The senior class, they allow pushing. The thing about CKNA that I don't like when it comes to the pushing section is, and I get it, is you can hook up with your teammates and push, right? And get a really good lap. The thing is, on the CKNA, if you don't break up the big classes, and this happens with more of the national level, you impede the leader or the first card out, I should say. And then it could back up their qualifying session, or you send the last card out, but the leader had already passed, so you lose a lap. Or if someone decides to bump you and you don't want to be bumped, they take away your fastest lap and the guy that bumped you fastest lap. So there's good and bad on the qualifying when it comes to pushing and not pushing. to be honest, I think the only track that makes a massive difference would be Amarillo, the next round coming up for TSRS, and then Speed Sports is probably worth a couple tenths down that straightaway, but it's not like Jax. Jax, that'd be a massive gain, or Monticello. You're talking about 6, 7 tenths in the draft, probably there. So, um, no, they did not pull. Well, we'll get to that. They pulled part of the engine apart. So, um, part of the engine. They took the head off for the winners. Um, we'll get to that. So I'm building up to it. I'm leading up to it. I know you guys are asking tons of questions about it. I know it's been blowing up my phone all week, so I know I'm getting to it. Um, Overall, the layout's great. And then tech was good. I'm not gonna lie. Tech was good. All right. When it came to our complaints, um, tech was good.
That's a lie.
They complained about I complained about, we should check some things out, and they ended up checking it. They ended up checking carburetor, RPM, slide, stuff that I've seen people trying to manipulate. In the end they ended up taking the head off, but there are a couple of gripes I have about it, and this is just me. And you guys got to understand, this is not a bash session. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not saying any names, so I'm within every right to basically say what I want to say, um, and then that's where I'm just going to leave it at. So um, I don't have to say it. It's not anything hidden. The heavy class, we know we know all the competitors in the heavy class. We all got back together, and we have all spoken on the side. Correct. Um, Friday practice, we had people lining up on the fences watching us practice, and they kept telling me I might have been off on gearing. Yeah, we don't. I don't. Yeah, I am being very political, but I'm doing my best to be political and like I don't give a shit mode. So, um, yes. So people were on the sideline across all classes trying to give me like a gearing advice. So they were basically saying one guy is not knocking the limiter. So we started dropping teeth. That's not something I like to do. For senior class, we definitely had the gearing down for senior, and we were doing good. We were right around 54 miles an hour on the top end. The gear ratio we ended up was like a 3.52, right around there. So, yeah, I'm giving away gear ratio because the race is already over. So who gives a shit? For myself, I start off the weekend at 3.80 because I sucked. Dropped down to a 3.73, then on a 3.66, then 3.60, and then I ran a 3.50 to prove a point. So the point was basically leading up to the weekend. Friday practice, we were clocking the fast guy. I know it was his home track. I know he has 1,000 laps on it. What I did not understand is the lap times we were checking were the same lap times as the fast guys in senior. So we would come off the track in senior running 42 fours, 42 twos. We were clocking, and I'm going to name another senior driver, fast driver, Drew Chappell, Trent. We're clocking Drew Chappell because that was Kelvin's biggest competition, and they were neck and neck at Speed Sports. So we were clocking, seeing what he was running. Chappell was running 42 fours and fives all night as well, maybe sixes. Um, we were clocking the fast guy in heavy. He was running 42 fours, not hitting the limiter. Yeah, that brought up the first red flag. Um, Second red flag was on grid. They went to fire up the motor. He was not sitting in the cart, and the cart came off the ground due to the compression on the pull stroke. Once that motor fired up, you can't hide the sound of a 206. They don't sound much different across the board. They don't sound much different. They they sound pretty much the same. I mean, you could change the valve lash on some of them, and they'll do a little lope here and there, and they might sound a little differently from one another. One might be louder than the other barely, but it ain't much different. It basically sounds like Scott's Heath road racing motor. Oh man, I don't road race anymore, so it's okay. It sounded like I took my super stock out there and freaking fired it up. It fired up in the whole grid. People that didn't even race 206 looked over and said, "Damn, you guys are in trouble." I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be bad." I was like, "Crap." So he was smart. He didn't let me behind him during practice all day Friday. So Saturday morning, you guys saw they're like, "What? You pulled off the fastest lap," and I was like, "Yeah, but I was behind them, and you hear Noah on the limiter, and he would be off half throttle down the straightaway, and I'm on the limiter, and Noah and I were geared about the same, and he wouldn't be pushing Noah down the straightaway. He would just lay off the gas and then push down the corners. So I was like, man, what gear is this guy on? So we came up and said, all right, um, let's just check. Let's try something. So for qualifying, I dropped the tooth. I was like, this is crazy. I'm going to be running almost the same gear as Kelvin, but I don't care. So qualifying, I dropped the tooth. Did not get a toe. Pulled off a good lap because the cart was handling amazing. Um, yeah, I understand. So yeah, everybody running the same stuff. You can definitely tell a difference. It was just frustrating weekend. It felt like I was road racing all over again. So it just ticked me off. Um, but definitely, we went out for qualifying, and I saw the people on the sideline, pointing up P2, 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 and I kept clicking on faster and faster and faster laps, and I was like, man, this is the fastest laps I've done all weekend. Friday practice, I was running 43 threes, 43 twos. I was about 10th behind Noah around 43.2 as well. Noah was basically the fastest. Noah and Caleb were the fastest of the legit guys, would I say. So um, I was right around the 10th with them as well. So, you know, it was just, knocking off some lap times. And when I come off track, they're like, hey, you're 3.5 tenths off pole, 4 tenths off pole. And I was like, excuse me? I'm what off pole? And I was like, holy crap. So after tech, um, they pulled a spark plug, and they checked the spark plug and fuel. We all passed fuel, and the spark plug, all of ours look white except for one. His was actually dark. And the thing was, I had richened up my motor all the way. I had put it on clip 5, a half a turn out on the air screw. So I had given it all the fuel she could take. Looking at his air screw, it was all the way out. So I thought he was running extremely lean, but I guess he had plenty of fuel just to have it. So heat 1, I decided to go to even a lower gear ratio. I let Caleb know and Noah know that I'm going to run stupid low and see if I can outrun him on the top end. That did not happen. Down the straightaway, he pushed me past my limiter and then passed me down the straightaway. So the video I posted was basically me running faster, top speed than the senior guys, still getting past down the straightaway, never hurt his limiter, and then had all the bottom end to pull away. He ran away from me like I had a boat anchor. Yeah, and my cart was hooked up. Hell, 4 of us pushing could not catch up. It was myself. I said myself, Michaela Bradley, Caleb, and then Noah Murphy pushing. It didn't matter. We weren't going to catch that. I didn't have enough nitrous in the system to catch that joker. So that rubbed me the wrong way. So then heat 2. What do I do heat 2? I told Caleb, I'm like, hey, you sit behind me, push me down straight away. I'm going to add a rain gear on. I'm going to white line this track. I'm going to shifter line it. Because if he has more teeth on the top end, he definitely doesn't have the pull off the bottom end. Oh my God. Well, sorry. After I got ahead of myself, after heat 1, there was a jet violation, main jet violation. But they handled it, and he started P1 again. So jet violation. That was the first violation that didn't get taken care of. This is heat 2. And after all this, I'll tell you. I'll tell you maybe my suggestion of fixing this issue. So it's not like I'm bash talking shit. This is just explaining all the questions, and then I will explain what I think might maybe happen to make it better, because I do think this is a good series and it's going to get better as time goes on. Excuse me. I just think it just needs a little bit of a tweaking here and there for 206 cats. My violation, yeah, so there's a carb issue. Okay, cool. After heat 2, stacked on a whole bunch of teeth. I did not have the bottom end power. He had the bottom end, top, and everything. And then my drafting partner, Caleb, I hope you're watching, left me to die. I didn't have any straightaway speed, man. You're supposed to push me. Nah, he had a fast cart. And then everybody's saying, like, well, those lap times were a lot closer. I go, yeah, he was sandbagging a lot. People were saying that he was letting off halfway down the straightaway on the sidelines. The group that was with me, they could hear the engine. He would go down halfway and then just let off the gas and coast, and then get back on that gas and go. So there was a lot of sandbagging going on, almost like Pink's All Out, like street racing back in the day. After heat 2, they checked our rev limiter. Like I said, when I complained to Tech they checked exactly what I was complaining about. So I can't take that away from them. Like they did their due diligence. The only thing I did not like is they used his micron to check his limiter, which I never heard the engine start up or get checked. The thing is, with a Micron 5, I can set the limiter at 6,000 RPMs. It won't read above 6,000 RPMs. Right? Pin it 6,100 maybe. It's got to be 6050. I think that's the max that the computer will be tricked to. But it's not going to read above 6,000. If you're going to do tech like that, you should have your own computer on the side, or check their Micron and just look at the lap times. Look at that. Look at the RPMs due to the lap, due to the engine load. And checking the RPM really is kind of like iffy, because you got to rely on the lead that goes to the motor that could be faulty. So on top of that, it's better just to pull off the side cover, orange side cover. There are how many bolts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bolts on the side cover. Pop that joker off. Look at the part number. Check the coil. The coil looks good. All right. We did our diligence. Slap that side cover back on. Repaint that. Get the hell out of my face. Right? No, that didn't happen. And then when they took away the jet, they had him a brand new jet, but he was able to walk away with his carburetor and put whatever jet he wanted back in, because they didn't check carburetors, jets at the end of the day. After heat 3, they checked slide. Iffy on slide. There's a thing on the slide. I don't know what the hell is going on. There's a go and no go gauge for the main jet. There's not a maybe gauge. If there is a maybe gauge, let me know, so I can borrow it, so I can maybe like drill out my jet to get a little bit more fuel. And then for heat 3, I stacked on the same amount of teeth. Actually, I added one more tooth on it, so I really didn't have any straightaway speed. But I took a weight to the shoulder. That's why I'm really not being animated. I took a weight to my right shoulder during practice. Weight came off a cart, smacked me on the shoulder, which really hurt. But I'm kind of glad it smacked me and not a child or anybody else. So I'm super happy about that. On top of that, the medical team was really great at TSRS. Um, they brought in all the heavy drivers to try to see who the weight was. On top of that, they made an announcement, so they took really good care of the drivers. Driver safety was really good at TSRS. A kid went over, red flag, checked if he was okay. They weren't joking or they weren't fucking around with like yellow waving flags. They're red flagging it.
They didn't disqualify
Maybe checking stuff out. No, they did not DQ him. The question is, yes, I know, I understand they did not DQ him. Yes, after Heat 1, he was not DQ'd. So no. And then the finals, I just didn't have anything left. I ran probably 3 teeth higher than everybody else. I should have never started the race, and I apologize to everybody that I started the race. I got into the back of Noah, sent him wide on turn 1. Just didn't have any grip on the bottom. And then Caleb, that was all on you. You should never have been on my outside. I never even saw you. You ran yourself out the track. Other than that, I couldn't even finish the finals, so that was the end of my weekend. They were checking for heads. So they checked everything in that head. After tech, there was a head in tech. So after tech, they kept the head. Came back, asked, what's that head? They're taking care of it. There's literally one class or 2 classes in between seniors. I mean, heavy and seniors. So I had to go back to tech because I was helping out Kelvin to do tech. So I came back to tech, asked them about the head. They said they were looking into it. So I said, okay. Don't know what they found with the head. I know it did not lead to disqualification. So that's that. Yes, I know that the junior kid got DQ'd from a head violation. So they were checking head depth. They were checking all the parts on the head. They checked push rods, valve springs. Yes, I know they missed the valve springs on some motors. We know. And I'm going to be full disclosure, transparent, because you know how I am. I don't pull punches. And if we failed tech, we failed tech. We passed with valve springs that should have never been in the motor on the senior side. I felt really bad because it doesn't take away from Kelvin winning the race. It doesn't take away anything from him winning the race. It takes, and it's really hard to catch. It's just a color difference. And I think it just might be a price difference, to be honest. That's from my understanding. My understanding is different springs are being used. The rural state OEM spec springs, but I don't think there's an advantage when it comes to power. And to be honest, it would be a disadvantage, in my opinion. The springs feel softer, and I wouldn't want a softer spring when I'm trying to get a good valve seal on the motor. But they are half the fucking cost. And I'm pretty sure since Briggs is a spec part, Briggs jacks up the price. So someone made it cheaper within spec because they measured it out. The measurements were spec. The length were spec. Everything was spec except the color was off. You could clearly see there was 2 different types of springs. You took one out of the package and you put it up against the other one, different coloring. And when I put the valves back in, I usually have a tough time putting them back in with my hand, because I am strong enough to squeeze it and put it back in. These, I didn't have any trouble at all. I could just boop, boop. And then I said, whoa, that's weird. And I noticed them when I took them off at tech, but I didn't say anything. Why? Because I was already fucking pissed about the weekend. So, let them catch it. They didn't. Oh well, we still won. Congratulations to Kelvin. Listen, I say that because people are like, oh, you pull punches, Jorge. You sometimes don't say what I say. Mean. I've had phone calls from the race officials, racetracks. WK has called me up because you guys know how much I love WKA. But the thing is, WK Tech is no joke. They're fucking hard as hell. They We sat after Jacksonville for 2.5 hours. They checked every damn part number on my car on my thing. They put a mirror inside the head. They shine lights. They took the valve, I mean the flywheel off. They weighed everything. I was like, oh my god. I mean, they went to the in depth. And then in Jacksonville, when I won the second day, they did the same thing all over again. Right? They freaking go into tech difficult. CKNA, yeah, they know me, and they'll fucking kick my ass out in a heartbeat. They had me in tech for a long ass time at Monticello due to a fuel issue. The fuel they had gotten, and they came back and told us they let everybody know what was the problem. That's the thing. They Full disclosure, fuel is hot, right? It was failing tech. I was like, hold up. I bought fuel from you guys. And I was like, hold it. And they worked with me. They could have been like, kiss my ass, get the fuck out. They worked with me. They're like, okay, let's see what's wrong. They went and got fuel. Nope. Went and got fuel. Nope. So then I was like, dang, I got it from that container right over there, like that jug. So Brett took his container, safely removed the fuel from the container, and then filled it up with the fuel that I got. Tested it and tested just like my fuel. That, they're like, okay, that was our mistake. Right? Correct. They brought all the carts from our tent to tech. So you think I have like get away with shit? No. They look at us even harder. Same thing if I touch a motherfucker at freaking CKNA. I know I'm getting a slip when I come off track. All right? I know I'm getting a penalty. I don't know if Keith's the one doing the race director from Kart Lounge. I gotta talk to him. He's shady. But yeah, no, they're gonna look at stuff. So people ask me, what's the biggest difference from um, TSRS and CKNA? Well, TSRS runs it more like Rock Cup, SCUSA, stuff like that. They'll give you a carb seal and a valve cover. So you drill your hole in the valve cover and carb seal. You lock it up so you can't remove it. Benefits of that, I do like it because you can clean your carburetor if your jet clogs up during the race or one of the sessions. I don't have to run the tech, clean my carb in front of tech, put it back together, and get repainted. The only I I get it. I just wish CKNA would paint everything except for my top slide. And I know why they paint the top cover. It's because people will break the seal, loosen up to get more air in. I get it. So and maybe allow a little bit more lift on the slide, but whatever. I get why they do it. It's just a hassle of I'm not VIP, so I park out in the free section because I'm lazy. So I gotta walk all the way up, do all my stuff in tech. They watch you, then they repaint you, and then you can go on your merry way. So what can TSRS do? I suggested painting carbs, side cover, and valve cover. Just paint us. You can tell when the seal's broken. If there's an issue in tech and you had an individual part because it fails the carburetor, do what CKNA does. They'll fucking take a hammer and smash it. Or drill a hole right through your carburetor. And then hand you another carburetor. And they're like, thanks, this is bad, but here's a new one. And by the way, put it on right now in front of me. I know it's good, so put it on. Tighten it up, let me paint it, and go on your merry way. And yes, you're starting in the back. So that's another thing. And every time you go through tech, they repaint you. So that's one way of doing it. Um, I mean, I I think, I mean, the senior class, the racing was just tight. It was tight, good racing. Overall, it's a really good series. I enjoy going to it. I like the way they run the series. Um, you can't. I mean, they're growing. I mean, and what they're doing is great. They got Kart Chaser out there. Xander did an amazing job. You guys are able to see the racing and display. Um, but yeah, the comment that Xander did in the no, don't freak out about Kart Chaser. Last time we said something like this, you guys blame Kart Chaser. The comment that Kart Chaser thought, because they're completely correct, they thought that the driver in question had less teeth than us, so he had more top end. That was not the issue. That was not true. I ran one session with way lower teeth than everybody in the field. Actually, the gearing that the driver was on was basically we were right at the same gearing all weekend. Just his was able to, I'm guessing, push past that limiter and never hit it. So whatever. That weekend's over. This is just me answering everybody's questions about the series. Did they do a good job? Yes, they did a great job. Other than some people should have been DQ'd, and we passed tech with an illegal legal parts. So the one finger wag is common getting among the teenagers until 16 year. Yeah, you guys get yelled at a lot. The problem is, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh my god. The problem is for the 2-6 senior class is you guys have zero patience. Do you know why the top three in the finals ran away? Because they lined up and pushed. Kelvin was smart and pushed. Cohen was real good at turn 7 in the tight section. He can roll his cart and pushed. They did not pass, except for like 2-3 laps ago. He has to have no patience. The K100 race was a really good. So did they build the engine? The guy. Okay. The other question. I'm going to answer the other question that everybody's been asking, and this is not a secret because Car Chaser said it. So I'm not saying anything that's not true. Yes, the sponsor for the class is the same cart. Okay. Next question. Yes, the sponsor for the class is the same cart that won. How often should I clean the clutch? Is more often than a few. Okay, so when I clean the clutch, I basically anytime I do like a front gear change or after a weekend, I'll take it out, spray mine down with brake cleaner, and scuff the pads. And usually that's good for the weekend. I run the Dragon Skin, which is the max torque clutch, and you really don't. It's really maintenance free. Now, two things about that Dragon Skin: if you spin out, do not pin that in the grass, or you're gonna smoke check it. And also, leaving the pits, feather it. Let it warm up and engage. Once it's warm and engaged, it runs amazing. It is also probably a pound lighter than most clutches out there. Um, yes, explain the art of white lining on track. Never seen someone get so mad. Yeah, Matt. I think that took away from the racing, and I would like to apologize to everybody that watched it. It was the only thing I could do to try to keep him behind me. I know I could not outrun him on pace, so I had to white line the track. I did get into his head. He was extremely frustrated, and I was able to get people by him. So my plan worked. And then after that, everything was done to execution pretty well. So to be honest, it's all I could do. Did it look good? No. Um, Caleb, I already said that you're an idiot and you were on the outside and you took yourself out. It's not my problem, bro. Suck it up. Um, I'm gonna do a shout out, Caleb. Um, Jesus, I can't even say the last name. Visca? I butchered it. All right, I'm a Caleb. What number were you? Put your number up. I think 5'11" or 5'17". I don't remember what number you were. Huh? Viesca. Caleb, what number? Put your number up, and I'll talk to you here about a second. Um, so how many? I was chilling back, watching everyone run each other over into yeah. So I've got 5'11". Okay. This guy can drive. Caleb can drive. He was quick on the shit box. I'm not talking bad about everything. I'm just talking about when I mean a shit box is you didn't know how to tune a cart. You didn't know how to take apart a motor. Like I'm glad you want to learn because I took him to tech. I let him do all the work because my shoulder was screwed up. He learned about the engines. He didn't even know when you come off track, pull the cord into fuel top dead center so your valves will shut and the engine will cool your with your valve seat good. He didn't know anything about tuning. I gave him a little bit of advice on tuning here and there. He was just a wheelman. Uh, Noah, you screwed up. You should have stayed on your damn comp cart for the rest of the weekend. Not because the GFC was not fast. It was because you did not have enough seat time in the GFC. That's just my personal opinion. I think you should have just ran the comp cart out, prayed to God it would hold up together. And if it broke again, we would just re-weld it for you. And you could just rock with it. But you were stupid fast on the comp cart. The GFC, you're really fast as well. I think you just need more seat time. So if you get a little bit more seat time by Amarillo, you're going to be it's going to be really hard. So yeah, Caleb is an amazing driver just on funding, college kid. So if you guys want to reach out to him, uh, he did not tell me to say any of this or do anything for him, but I would love to see him on some decent equipment and really race against them again on equal terms because you know how Formula One is. Um, Basically, he was like Williams on a Williams cart. Um, and then Noah was on Haas until he got on GFC. So um, definitely the kid was out driving his equipment. So I would love to see him on a in a good. If you go CRG, I hope you're so damn slow. I hope you're so slow on the CRG. Well, you need to be honest. Go on the CRG. I don't even want you on a MGM. That means one less competitor to worry about. Suckers. Yeah, no, those MGMs are stupid fast. The live video for next week will be fucking fast as hell. Well, hey man, if you broke a deal with the CRG shop, they need to snatch you up in a freaking heartbeat. Honestly, snatch him up in a heartbeat. The kid drove, no offense, a shitbox around the track on a motor that hasn't been refreshing in a year and a half. All right. And he was running fast lap times. He just did stupid mistakes. He just didn't use this up here. He did rookie mistakes. He was dumb. Noah was just quick all weekend. Every time I come on check, I'm like, I got faster. I was like, I'm running 43.7s. He's like 4.35s. I was like, fuck you. So, yeah, I mean, it was insane. So, I mean, overall, I think TSRS is a great series. I think they just need to tighten up some things here and there. And yeah, I am definitely hoping they don't kick me out, which she said she's not because I'm toting the line on social media. So, which I'm pretty far from the line. Trust me, if I'm in that gray area, you'll know. Um, no, I will go back live on Instagram tonight. I'm using this whole new different system. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Nicole's actually doing it for me. So if not, I'll just go on Instagram, chat live for a good 15-minute closeout. I'm about to close out this video. So I'll go on Instagram live, do a little another closeout. But to be honest, this is closing segment here. So overall, the series is, and they don't tell, and to be honest, I ain't gonna say shit right? I know you guys don't like the Homestead AMR, but they've stepped up their game. New fun track subs. You guys would love. Who said you don't like Homestead? Who said that? Why do I like Homestead? Ask Nicole how much I like Homestead. It's just too freaking low of a drive. It's freaking too far. Yeah, but how do I bring him on, Nico? That's the question. Send me a request, Noah. See if I can bring you live. No, request to be live. See if it'll pop up on my screen. I got my media manager coming up real quick.
Just bit my butt.
Later on, I'll be able to like Google stuff and be like, "Hey, what clutch do you run now?" Just Google the clutch, and it will be good. So stuff like that. But yeah, we love AMR. Freaking love it. That's Matt and I. We love going down there, racing with Phil and stuff. I think it's amazing down there. Matt's stupid fast at AMR. The thing is, okay, guys, we don't race AMR because I would kill Matt on track and Matt would kill me. And I love my kart. So I just said that, but I'm gonna post my kart for sale. Honestly, I'll just go live separately then. Yeah, I'll just go live separate. We'll figure this out later. I'll go live separate. But yeah, no, I'll go live and then you request it. So I'll be on Instagram live here in a second after I close this one out. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah. So, so close out TSRS series, great series. They're not telling me to say it's a great series. They're actually bitching at me about my fucking video that I posted, but it's all in good fun. Remember, guys, I do those to put awareness out, and then it gets the juices going. Everybody starts talking. We start having a good time. When I do criticism, it's always constructive. I give you an idea. Maybe you should start paying the carburetor. Maybe we should start doing tech. Or if someone fails the tech item or a part is confiscated, maybe retech that item later on in the event. Let the competitors see the teching going on like other series do, and then give an explanation of what happened. Michael, am I getting a new MGM? That'll be a maybe. You'll find out my next live. Yeah, Nicole wants me to quit racing, but I can sleep on the couch. I'll be fine with that. Definitely, I think it's a great series. I think definitely any suggestions about getting back in the car at 37 years running Masters and Legends for two. Yeah, go to your local track. Dave, go to your local track and check out what they have. Has it been 37 years since you've gotten out of karting, or 37 years coming back into karting? Well, if you're looking to get into karting, go to your local track and see what they have. Never racing is always great running with you. No, I'm not gonna quit. Nicole can't make me quit. No. So yeah, Dave, go to your local track. Everybody's like, what chassis should I get? You know, oh my God, 1985. So you quit racing before I was born. Damn, bro. Shit. Well then, Dave, what's your local track? One day I'll need to hang it up. Yeah, when I'm 6 feet under. Nah, head to your local track and see what carts they have. I think 206 is the most fuel efficient, not fuel efficient, cost efficient way of racing. It's a great way to get into a sport. Keeps costs down at the local level, and then you're able to run, have fun, and definitely having a great time. Used to run laydowns. Okay, road racer, got it. Oh, so you're heading to a local. All right, so if you're heading to New Jersey, I want you to go find Paul and April Rice. Tell them Jorge sent you, and then ignore whatever Paul says and just talk to April. And then hit up Dylan Amundsen and I think Zach Linzel will be up there. So if are you near the area? Oh, so you got comp card. Cool. If you're near the area up there, um, hit up Zach Linzel. And the way to get back into a sport is maybe do what I did. Do an arrive and drive, but since you have your own cart, you do an arrive and drive. You bring your cart, get under the tent, and then take you know, get someone like Zach, or that's the only person I know up there. That's the only reason I'm saying that. Um, do I really get offended when I call it a lawnmower? No, nobody gets offended. Yeah, it is live cart alcoholic number 33.
Cartaholic.
Oh, cartaholic. Sorry, blame Medallia Light. Um, nah, it's a lawnmower. Yeah, it is. It is a lawnmower. But only lawnmower drivers can call it lawnmower racing. It just looks bad when you're on the national TV level and then you make a comment like that instead of saying it's a low horsepower sport. But definitely, it's a lot harder to drive than you think. So let's put it like this: in turn one, we don't have to lift. In turn two at NTK, we didn't have to lift. So our mid corner speed and G force is we're pulling more than what you would do in a 100 X30. And I've driven 100s X30s and shifters. Um, but the lateral G forces is more in a 206. And the precision you have to have is harder in a 206 than a X30 and 100 because you can make a slight mistake. Since ours is so momentum driven, the 206, I make a mistake in turn two or going to a front or going to a straightaway, and then that kills my lap time, and it will kill it by 3 tenths, 2 or 3 tenths. And in X30, I could blow a corner and then make it up throughout the lap and still be a tenth off the lap I did before. And the shifter is the same way, but the shifter is just more physically demanding overall due to the constant on-off shifting. So for the single speed carts, I think the 206, if you get really good at 206, you can drive anything. And that's how I started. I started in rental carts, moved up to 206, dabbled in hundreds X30, Rotax. Farshed lets me drive a shifter when the hell I want. So I dabble in all the classes. I only post about 206 because I think that's the best way to get people into sports. So definitely, I think that is the one way to get into it and stuff like that. So I'm yeah live. Ooh, going down. Let me go down real quick. Let me answer, dude. So much to learn about sprint racing. I'm getting a lot of respect for it. Yeah, sprint racing is a different animal. It is just a lot about. It's just the same thing as lay down or racing like that. Um, you guys got clutch engagement settings, but you guys work more about aero, cart setup to an extent, but it's more about aero, jetting, fueling, clutches, stuff like that. But it is definitely a different sport. If you want to move up Axeman to a two-stroke class, I recommend the Rotax. Um, the reason is because of throttle control. So if you go through a corner in a slow speed section of Rotax, you stop it, Rotax dies. All right. You have to slowly roll onto a throttle. And then when the motor asks for more, you keep giving it more and more and more until you're wide open throttle. KA X30, you can just smash the pedal and go. So it's really not about. I like it because Rotax is a challenge. So I enjoy the Rotax. It's a challenge just due to the throttle stuff like that. Um, it just sucks that Rotax went away and then now they're back, and it's just a big, political bullshit. But I enjoy the Rotax platform myself. The 100 platform, you could buy. I hate to say it, Tilliston, and then be about a second and a half off the 100s. If you want a little bit more speed, you could build up a super stock. My next race, if I have not been kicked out by the time Amarillo comes around, TSRS Amarillo will be my next race. I will be down in Orlando June 17th. I will be tuning. I will not be racing for the Alzheimer's team. So Orlando endurance race with a Tilston. If you're looking for a Tilston, get one and then send off to Victor Peters, and you won't not have the starting issue. Yes, good point, Dave. Two-stroke is all about not throwing money at it, but usually the bigger teams do better just because the equipment, the tuning, everything. Four-stroke, everything spec, and it comes down to driver and setup. If you look at the senior race, the lap times were just nut the butt close. Yeah, Nicole, I just let you know now. Fernando saved me. Um, yeah, so the senior race was really close. It was close. How's my shoulder? Um, much better. I landed. We went out to dinner. I took a bad picture of me. Excuse me, of me and Nicole, and she punched me right in the shoulder. That hurt. I'll be back, guys. I'll be back. Yeah, it. I'm just happy, and it didn't hit a kid. I have a lot of meat on my bones, so it is all right if it smacked me. I would have hated with the passion if it would smacked one of the smaller senior drivers or definitely a micro driver, a mini driver, a cadet driver. But like I said, the moment I came off track, I handed the puck to the race director. The race director immediately made an announcement, warned everybody, so they took really good care of it. Mike, you puked. You puked because I don't know why you puked. It was the most embarrassing thing. Um, if you guys are looking for some gears, don't get Mike Smoker Performance gears. They're horrible. Material sucks. Nothing works on those mini gears that he sells. Mike is just freaking out. Hey, if you guys are looking for some mini gears, contact Smoker Performance. The guy is great. He'll give you the shirt off your back, his back. Um, if he's at the track, he wants to put the gears on himself. Right? He wants to make everything's perfect and aligned. So he will be like, he'll go to you and be like, okay, since I'm at the track, I want to check everything over. So definitely. I did not mention about my camera. I run the number 11, 1 everywhere I go. I had it zip tied and my GoPro fell off. Um, and it fell off to the side. Uh, but what I do on my camera is I black out the 11, I black out one of the ones, and I run the number 1. So um, basically, that's it with the camera issue. Um, Noah, just stop talking. Rocket Sprocket's not where it's at. That's another mini gear in the game. But yeah, I run Smoker Performance. I think they're great. I just like I can go on grid like you guys saw me. I expected weather to come in for heat 3, so I did a gear change in 15 seconds on the grid and went out. So I think that was the best thing about it. Um, Also, back to back comparison is 2/10. True back to back comparison. I was running standard gears. I went to the mini gears. It's about 10.5 to 2/10 difference. You feel it coming out of the corners. You don't feel it on the top end or the medium quarters. You only feel it coming out of the slower corners. The motor pulls and spools up better. So yeah, Mike is an awesome guy. He'll talk your ear off, and he worries about every little thing. But he is a great guy. Definitely a good guy. Um, if you're looking for suits, everybody asks me about my suit. Podium Products, they do an amazing job. Suit quality is great, great quality for the amazing price. It is a custom suit. Uh, they make you do your measurements, so you measure yourself out. Um, it takes some time to get done, but they get it done, they get it to you, and it's freaking amazing. Um, yeah, it was rough. I think I talked this. Yeah. Overall, it was an amazing weekend, guys. Thanks for the interaction. I definitely love the interaction. And I definitely love you guys sticking around. Please hit that like button. I'm not gonna stop doing these live feeds. I'm not gonna stop voicing my opinions. Um, I'm really not gonna stop. Um, doing this for a while. I really enjoy, helping people come into the sports. If you see me on track, come up to me. All right, talk to me. I will. I'm an open book. No, I did not mention about the 23 MGM. That is going to be the next live feed. I think Paul and April are sweating out pretty bad, but they give me all the freedom to say where the fuck I want since I bought the chassis and they didn't give me shit. So about that. That would be the next live feed. They are great people too. Um, honestly, they make a great product for me, right? For me, they make an amazing product. When I say people, what cart you should get, go to your local track. If you're getting new, if you're getting into the sport, go to your local track, see what they run, because you're going to need parts, tech support, stuff like that. So you might want to get something your local track runs a lot. Once you're self sufficient and feel comfortable, look at what the other competitors are running, see, read reviews, talk to people, get out there and buy what you think is best for you. Don't listen to me and say, like, well, then Jorge is doing great on this chassis. I should get this chassis. Yes, I got on the chassis, and the MGM has been amazing for myself. The reason is for me is I'm a much bigger guy and I like a stiffer chassis. And it is the first chassis that I've been on in a long time since since the 2019 TB version, that I've never had to fight with taking grip out of the cart. For me, the only downside to the MGMs is putting grip in the cart. It takes some work. It also takes a little bit of work on your driving style. The carts are set up for more, I believe, the regional and national level, which is what I care about. Um, it would take me a weekend or two to figure out what I need to tighten up the cart, to add some grip to it. And even this one, the 23, I'll give you a little hint. Even the 23, it took me a weekend um, to figure out how to get grip on the cart. And I still didn't have everything I needed. Um, I needed a couple of tweaks. I needed some aluminum front rims, some aluminum rear rims, because I did not have enough side bite in the chassis. That was basically it. The cart was too free for the environment we were in. If that setup was in for Charlotte, I would definitely give in Mark Steele and Eric Fagan a run for their money, and Ryan Cassidy. I would have been up there with the legends of the sport. I was still racing around legends at Springs, but I would have definitely given the top three a better run for their money for sure on the 23 chassis. That's all I'm going to say about the chassis until next live stream. Um, I think Paul and April have made an amazing product. Um, Now, if anybody has a 2023 chassis for sale at a good price, I am looking for one because I don't want to buy one brand new because I'm cheap. Hey, I'm being honest, baby. Motors. Motors. I run AEM and VP motors. Victor Peters. He's in the Florida area. Local track support when I need it. Good guy. Engine does a great job. Um, More when I go up north, I'll put AEM on, and I try to be me. I just don't want to get kicked out of the fucking series. So I don't want to get kicked out of series so I can race. um, I use the 212s. I stretched the 6.0 rims out. I stretch out the 6.0 tires and I put them on the 212s. I don't, and for SSKC and Matt, if you're still in the chat or anybody that ran SSKC, do you still have the 180 millimeter rim rule for SSKC on the MGs? But for the Vegas for CKNA, I put them on the 212s. And I usually run MXCs, but if I switch chassis like I'm planning to do and going to a new one, I'm going to put on some aluminum Douglas rears. And that's just because I need the side bite out of the cart. The cart just, it doesn't have enough side bite grip for me to go. I mean, yeah, for rain 180s, Noah, but what about for dries? For dries, you stretch them out too. You were on the 212s. So, but yeah. Maybe I should do a live stream in the middle of the week, or maybe I come back Sunday night, a bullshit live stream. Talk about what I run, stuff that I have out. The weekend. I know this weekend there is an event this weekend. I know that much. I know Paul and April up there. Dylan ran it. It might be that CKNA North up in New Jersey. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking about. Those jokers ran it. Yeah, so yeah, Noah runs MXCs. They're freer, they're magnesium, less side bite in the rim to help out. Um, yeah, the competition. Everybody says, "How's the competition out west in Texas?" The competition in Texas is good. I just think that driving in the heavy class, the racing in the heavy class was not shown just because of the way I had to race, but in the senior class, you know, driving etiquette and patience. They just need patience. That's it. And I wanted to point this out. Okay, if you guys saw the K100 senior race, I want to point this out. All right, Alex Stanfield, oh no, Peyton Phillips made a mistake on Alex Stanfield for first. He came in, clipped the inside, looped it, and that joker was freaking gone. The smart. This is what was smart. Uh, I don't know the kid's name. Jesus, I'm so bad with names. Cruz and Rudolph. I don't want to say Allen. I know his name is not Allen. I think that's his dad's name. Rudolph. Cruz and Rudolph were second and third. They did not fight. They did not battle. They stayed nose to tail for the whole race, trying to run down Stanfield, but Stanfield had checked out. The guy was just lap time to lap time on point. They did not fight the whole race until Peyton got close. Aiden Rudolph, yeah. So they stayed nose to tail racing. And Aiden, they could have battled it out and just screwed up and then brought the whole pack, but they were smart and they stayed nose to tail and pushed away. That was some good racing. That's the type of racing I like to see. I like to see, like, a chess match. You can see Aiden setting them up and then he'll pass, and then Cruz would be behind him for a little bit, checking him out, and then he'll pass back. So it was a good, overall. I apologize, Aiden Rudolph and Alan Rudolph. I get you guys' name mixed up. But Aiden was smart about the whole race. The only thing that I think, and that was another thing, we had these big curves, and there really wasn't any. They said, "Well, just check it out, see if it's like cutting the track or not." Everybody was jumping the curbs, and I know where the guy that finished second got a whole bunch of penalties. So I'm like, the whole grid's doing it for two strokes. So you're handing everybody a penalty out, or what? But other than that, the racing was smart, and they stayed nose to tail. And that was really smart racing in their part to not let Peyton catch up. But Peyton was driving freaking furious, like a man on a mission. And he just drove the crap out of the cart and ran his way back up to the front, which was an amazing drive by that kid. That kid was moving. So, yeah, definitely. 24 seconds. Yeah, it was insane. Like I was like, okay, everybody's jumping the curb, so you're gonna be handing freaking penalties for everybody out. They really didn't say about the curb rule. So I mean, I would nick it a little bit and tap it a little bit, but I would never launch it. So that was interesting. So definitely, it was a different type of racing overall style. Wow, 45 minutes turned into an hour and 20. Let us see curbs. Noah, that's a little crazy. At least any other track that TSRS goes to, except for Speed Sports on that double right hander. I don't know where that turn is number wise. It's after the end of the straightaway. You go right, left. That double right hander, the one that you jumped during when it was raced, when it was raining, right, Noah? When it was raining, you jumped. They need to put cones out so people won't jump the track there. Other than that, that's the only other track that I see. I don't even know what the other one is. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know what you're talking about. Yeah, you damn right you know. You cut the damn track. That's why you know. Um, but yeah, definitely that one would be the one that they need to put some cones out for us when we go back next time. So other than that, I don't think any other track will have a track limit violation that we go to. I haven't raced Amarillo yet, but I was there for tuning. So yeah, I could see that. Yeah, they did because of you. I was watching when I went back and watched. I had like a 2 or 3 car gap in front of you, and then when you hopped the curb, I was like, oh, well, I didn't know we were racing shortcuts here. So, but yeah, definitely. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I've talked enough. I appreciate it. The orange metal disc. Dave, what do you mean about the orange metal disc? Yep, Mike. Please get your own account so you stop using your wife's. All right, it's pretty embarrassing that I see Deborah Smoker when I know it's your old ass on here. Yeah, I know you never got a penalty. Nobody thought about doing it. You're the only one that thought about, hey, maybe this is quicker. So, instead of cones middle disc. Okay, got it. Yeah, yeah. Cones are just safer because if you hit one, you don't tear anything up too bad. But I get what you're saying. I'm gonna get off here. Um, plow disc. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, people want to hit that either. All right. Jesus, talking outside. I know talking outside box. You know how I get. You know how you guys I get when it comes to karting. I'll talk all night. Closing is a quick closing. It was an insane weekend. Congratulations to all the winners. Emmett, that was an amazing job in cadet. That was a truly an amazing drive by you, sweeping everything that weekend. Um, Kay Senior, Alex Stanfield did an amazing job. That was a good run. But Peyton Phillips was the star of the show. Um, definitely that guy was freaking moving out of control. Junior class, that was a really close race in the junior race. I loved every minute of it. Congratulations to Regansonville. Um, Noah, we're not saying names. So overall, it was an amazing event, even though it didn't go my way. I will be posting videos. I did not get much videoing on Sunday due to being injured and stuff. So I got some of the final. I will be talking through it as much as I can. I got a little bit of intro and I did closing back at the house. I was upset Saturday, so take it with a grain of salt. I was just mad with the situation. Overall, I think this scene will grow. overall, and I want to watch it grow. It'll be. Oh, Noah, it's so bad. It'll be good in the end. It'll be good in the end. I just think that the race promoter wants to make it better, so definitely I think some changes might be in place. And if changes don't happen, then you know what? I just chalk it up. I'm not gonna. If changes don't happen after next, if changes do not happen after the next round, then okay, I got it. I will not be spending any more of my sponsors' money for the series, because I don't want them to put their time and effort into the series for me to go out there and make the sport grow when I don't support it, and I won't race a series I don't support. Um, you guys know how I am. I'm extremely hard headed. Hell, I went out there with a bust up shoulder trying to race when I shouldn't have been out there because I was hard headed. I do want to thank Caceres Racing, senior and junior. That's Ruben Caceres. Um, thank you for sponsoring this past event. Bryce Frank Racing. I want to thank you for all the hospitality. Mikey and Brian Bowling, thank you for taking care of me. Grandma, thanks for taking care of me. Kelvin, congratulations on your win. Am I sour? Nah, man, I've gotten my ass whooped multiple times. I ain't sour. Um, I was just upset because I just did not get. I didn't get a fair chance. That's all it was. I want. If I want to get beat, I want to get beat because I wasn't the better driver or tuner. I don't want to get beat by equipment. That's why I raced 206. If not, I just dump a whole bunch of money into it, win. But what's the point of that in my eyes? There's no point. At least to me. Maybe to some other people, that little trophy means a lot. But in the end, to me, mano a mano, I just like to win on fair terms. And I did not have the fastest kart. Uh, I should tell you that. I was not the fastest driver out there. I'm basically on probably the best equipment for sure. I had on the best chassis from me. I just didn't have enough seat time in that chassis. I definitely had a really good freaking engine from AEM. I had the best of what I could get, and I still was not the fastest. I would say I was probably the fourth quickest kart on track. Out of driving experience, though, I would have beaten the rest just because I've had more experience than them. So, was I the fastest? No. And I'm okay with that, guys. You understand that. I'm okay with admitting that I was not the fastest because it makes me better. I want to race against guys that are faster than me. I am not the fastest guy out there. I can compete and hang with the best. I'm not the best. I can name, I can name, out of my hands, I probably name 10 drivers right off the freaking rip. I mean, I can Mark Steele, Eric Fagan, Ryan Cassidy, James Perkins, Phil Pignataro, Matt Del Sol. These are my guys in heavy class. Um, James Insco, Dan Pinkston. Shit, Owen weighed up to heavy. Somebody else, whatever. Oh no, you're good, Cart. Hey man, it's straight up. I wasn't the fastest this weekend. Um, the people that were faster than me were, I think, Noah. If he would have stayed on the comp cart, probably would have won. And then Caleb probably had me beat. And then it would have been myself. And then Michaela Bradley was right up there. Nick Martinez was right up there. So it was a close field this weekend. It was definitely a close field this weekend. I think Amarillo's more up my alley. I think I'll have a better chance there. I'll have more seat time in the cart. I'll have a better understanding of the cart, and I'll be more competitive. But would have still won this past weekend? Probably. Not because I was quicker, probably because I would outsmart them. Playing out in my head, they would go probably for the pass and start battling it out with about 2 to 3 minutes left. And then I would just buy my time and then make a move, and then white line it like I did and probably pull off the win just because of experience, not because of pure speed. But overall, thanks for watching, guys. Definitely check out Kart Chaser. Check out TSRS for the next round. Can't wait for it. Excited. Thanks for hospitality. They did an amazing job, and I can't wait for the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys on track. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that thumbs up, like button, smash button. I know we went over the 45 minutes. I meant 45 minutes times 2.